contract that I really want to see signed and spoken about is Antonio Conte's, and I must say that there is a slight doubt with me. When you heard him the other day in his press conference stating my contract ends on the 30th of June and we will talk to the club and we'll see what happens. I don't like that. I want to hear from the manager saying, I'm here, I'm taking us forward. You've seen what he's done at the club for the last 12 months. I believe if he's given another 12, 24, 36 months, he will give us success. He will give us a trophy that we're all desperately needing. But I really want to hear Antonio Conte come out and say, I'm at the club, because if he goes into the January window and the board want to back him and the board want to give him exactly what he wants and needs, i.e. a right wing back, a defender, or any other positions that we've spoken about, surely the club have got to know that he's here to stay for the long term. That does worry me a little bit.
I'm sure. Sorry, I'm sure they do though. That's the thing. Conte doesn't. He's not the biggest fan of the way the English media spin things. So I'm doubtful that he doesn't.
It's a bit of a catch-22 though, Formz, because I really believe at this current time, I think that Antonio Conte doesn't know whether he's going to stay or not, because he will probably wait to see how much he's been backed in the January transfer window.
Yeah.
I think this is a huge window coming up for us.
Mm-hmm.
But the club know that. Sorry, Hollie.
That's right.
The club know that though, because he's got a track record in, if you don't back me, I know where the door is. And we knew that. We knew exactly what we were letting ourselves in for when we appointed him. And I think that it's too late for us to turn around and go, oh well, we've got to the Champions League final. We don't need to make any signings. And it's too late to say, oh, well, we signed Kulusevski and Bentancur and they've been great. Why do we need to make more signings? We're past that. And I think the club know that. And I think Conte's not the type of manager to sit there quietly. And he's definitely given them everything he can for them to then turn around and go, okay, well, the ball's in our court now. We either back you and keep you, or we do exactly what we've done in the past and let history repeat itself. And it's a really scary time. And I think we'll be a lot more confident come January the 31st.
Definitely. I think that's the kind of thing with me as well. The fact that he's being kind of cryptic in a sense that he's like, I'm waiting for you to actually give me what I want. I think that's the problem I'm getting from it. I think the club know, but we've been here so many times when we all know as a fan base, the club all know as themselves, but they don't go, yeah, we'll go do that. They don't take the risk. And I think that's my big issue with them at the moment, in terms of, yes, we've got Conte, yes, we've got the man that can do it, but we're still sat here worrying whether our club are going to do it or not. I think that's the problem.
The thing is, though, Hollie, you cannot go Mauricio Pochettino, Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, and not win anything. It cannot happen.
But you know what that stinks of, don't you? It stinks of Daniel Levy going back to Mauricio Pochettino in the summer. Like I have had this feeling for quite some time, and I I hope it doesn't happen. But I agree with you, Chris, in that catch-22. Right, Conte wants backing. The club want confidence that he's going to that he's going to be there for the long term to back him. So it's like, who backs down first on that scenario? Does Conte say, "Okay, I trust you, Daniel," because none of us would do that. Who would say, "Oh yeah, I trust you, Daniel Levy. You're going to do what you say you're going to do." Like he's going to want that promise, but the club are going to want the confidence that he's going to stay. So yeah,
I think the one difference in this instance is Fabio Paratici. Yeah. I think he's definitely if we did not have him, I mean, we wouldn't have Conte anyway. But if he wasn't anywhere near the club, then it would be a complete shit show. But I think that might just be the glue.
The thing is, Luke, I know a lot of fans say, "Oh, Mauricio Pochettino will come back." What's the first question you would ask, being Poch? Am I being backed? How many players can I buy? Yeah. What can I do? How can I take this club forward, etc., etc.? You've got to remember that we went many transfer windows without signing a player. 518 days it was without signing a single player under Pochettino, and he took us to a Champions League final. That will probably never, ever be repeated ever again in history. But, even he said at the time, you've got this mansion, you need the furniture to put in it.
Yeah.
And I just feel that, someone like Conte, yes, we had Jose Mourinho, a serial winner, been there, done it, got the T-shirt, won every trophy in the land. But Conte is a current, he's a fantastic world-class manager. We cannot let this opportunity go without this manager taking us to a trophy.
It has to be. It just has to be. January has to come. We need to get some gems or some household names, and then life will be sweet, because otherwise I'm going to be stressing for another season. And I can't go one trophy in my life. I'll be 90 before we win something otherwise. But yeah, it'll be an interesting January, to say the least. And then we will kick off the second half of the season.